JMats here, GenerationD20.com. Day 5 of drafting, and this is a Ravnica block draft. Don't have a ton of experience with the block. Another one of those ones where I was kind of out of magic when it was going on, but I've heard great things about it. People just rave and rave about Ravnica, say it was one of the best limited blocks ever, or maybe just best blocks ever. So I'm looking forward to getting a chance to dive in and play. And 64 player queues are always fun. So obviously looking forward to that. But the waiting is the hardest part, as Tom Petty let us know. So sometime soon it'll flip over, and I mean it is 9 o'clock, so it should start. Sometimes it just takes a little while. And go. You may be wondering why I'm recording this. I'm beginning to wonder that too. Everyone else is wondering as well. Okay. We have fired, and cards I immediately see. Last Grasp, obviously, the Archangel. It's pretty buff. Flying, Vigilance, Haste, and redirecting damage. I wonder if you can get to 8 in this format. That's one thing I don't know. Whether it's realistic to ever be able to cast it. I think Last Gasp is probably a very solid removal spell. It would kill this Archangel, for example. But am I passing the bombiest of bombs if I don't take this? With limited knowledge of the format, I think I'm going to take the Archangel. I just feel like there's no way you regret that. Flight of Fancy, oh yeah, that's the one that lets you draw 2 cards. That one's discarding. Last Gasp, but okay. Best card here is kind of hard to say. Watch Wolf is good. I don't even know what Mind Moil is. Um, but Skynight Legionnaire Flying in Haste is pretty decent. If we do play our Archangel, it fits on the colors. And let's see, Fiery Temper wouldn't be bad. Thundersong guy makes it so they can't block. Or Fiery Conclusion, sorry. I think the Hasty Flyer is the route I want to go. Now, what is this? Where you sacrifice. Oh, right. That's the one where if you have the right deck set up so that you're sacking creatures, it can be pretty badass. This thing has lifelink and can pump. That seems pretty good. And it, again, goes along with the colors drafted so far. I don't know if red-white is really, if Boros is that great of a deck in this format, but I guess we're going to find out. This one's the one that makes 1/1 Saproling tokens. And that deals 1, so that's not bad. Probably another Sky Knight. It just seems like a creature a flying creature with haste. Seems pretty good. Activated abilities. So yeah, I probably went a little deep. The other thing I'm not sure about, and probably am going to get hosed on, is they probably don't have these multicolor guilds or whatever throughout all 3 sets. So I'm probably going all in on a Ravnica guild, and then the next 2 packs will get no red-white cards to support it. Or at least I fear that is what the case will be. Um, Here, it doesn't look great. That's decent, I think. It's worse than a bear. Yeah, it's dealing damage to you. That guy probably is not going to make my deck. Yeah, I would say out of all of these, mm, out of all of these, the greater whatever we'll call it is probably the one to go with. And then we got some more super crappy things. That's decent. That's kind of like a safe haven, but unblockable guy is decent. That guy's on color, but he's not very good. It's card draw. Let's go with clutch of the whatever. Um, so here, Golgari Grave Troll is good and constructed. I don't know how it is in draft, whether we'd actually be able to draft enough creatures to make it good, but I don't think I'm passing much taking it. Um, Boros Recruit. Oh yeah, Radiance. I forgot about Radiance. And Boros Recruit. That's both colors. I don't know if there are any cards that say if you have a multicolor card in play, you get this, kind of like in Shards, but that would be a card that would enable it. Otherwise, it's a Tundra Wolf, which I'm not terribly thrilled to have a Tundra Wolf. Haven't seen much on the low end. I wonder if this is a slower format, because I really haven't seen that many aggressive creatures, short of that guy who damages you when he dies. That one's interesting. Um, so Fury Shield, prevent it. That's interesting. That'd be a way to maybe slip in a victory if they don't realize that they're going to get dealt that damage. And nothing very good here. I'll take the Gaze just because it's pseudo removal. And I don't know what is coming up in the sets ahead. Here, tax each turn if you able. Mm, I'll take the rare. I don't think any of them's going to make the deck. Suppression Field, maybe. Again, probably not going to make the deck. Guy's at least on color. Crappy, but on color. Ooh. So I have a decent start to a deck, but certainly nothing that I would want to brag to my friends about. This guy's on color, but kind of. I mean, I think he sucks. Yeah, you can prevent 1 damage, and if you have, 10 mountain or 10 planes, you might be able to save him. But I think most of the time he just is dying. And we went all in because of this Archangel, and that may have been a mistake. So I wonder what the color combinations are in whatever the second set in the block is. Sorry, I'm yawning so much. It's late again. I mean, not horribly late. It's only 9, but I've been up several days now late, and I probably shouldn't even be playing this draft. I should be sleeping. But these don't come around that often. Um, so that's a pretty 5/5 for 4. Deal some damage. This guy. Change the target of spells. Seems interesting. Um, Still looking for what that third color we want to play is. Looks like this pack's going to have red-green as the paired colors. And that guy destroys enchantments. And this one's interesting. It's pacifism with a 1 life a turn tick down. And a dual land. Doom and Gloom. We'll take the pillory. If we end up going black, I don't think that's all bad. There, it's something that gives me multiple flying creatures. Seems like a solid pick. And what else do we have in this pack? Castigate, no. That one can make him discard. If we ended up in white-black, that wouldn't be bad, but what's this guy do? Yeah, I really think that's probably the play for us. And maybe, I mean, if we end up in green, would we be better off with something that can turn into a 4/4, gives everyone trample? Shadowlance is pretty sweet. And a slightly cheaper Crawworm. Okay, here. Yeah, that just buys you a little bit of time. It's a Blind Hunter. Blind Hunter is probably a little better than the Griffin if I end up going green, or not green, if I end up going in black. Gives me another flyer, and the lose 2 life, gain 2 life can be kind of important. I'll take a chance on it. So then I could see the Morning Thrall. I've heard these guys are pretty sick too. 3/3s if you have enough early drops. And there's another one. And this seems like not too bad of a deal either. Let's see. So maybe the Ledge Walker, Sky Swallower. That's kind of a all-in card. But yeah, Ledge Walker be a way to deal damage and activate the Bloodthirst. What does this do? It's messing with power now with toughness. Not really that interested. Quite a few enchantments. I think they must have tried to make auras useful in this set, and I'm not sure how successful they were with that. Go for another Ledge Walker. A lot of people ready to jump in this draft, including you, the viewers, as you see me make pick after pick. The downside to this whole thing is I really am drafting blind. I don't remember the formats. I never knew them that well, and I know I'm making some questionable choices. At the same time, that's kind of, half the excitement with drafts is when you don't know what you're quote unquote supposed to pick. And so you just have to go through and make the read. That's why I love pre-releases, even though they spoil it with all the telling you all the cards ahead of time. I liked it before when you really didn't know, like had absolutely no idea what you were going to be opening up in those packs. Made for some very rushed decisions and misreads and all sorts of stuff. So at this point, seem to have two strategies, which is probably a bad thing, but I have these early drops that bloodthirst, very aggressive, and then I have like my 8 casting cost Archangel game winner. And I have some game in between, but not a whole lot. And there's another enchantment. I suppose it's the best thing there. We don't really have anything that I mean, Ledgewalker wouldn't be bad to enchant, but I want something more than +1/+1. There's a crappy card. If I've ever seen one. A conditional guy who won't fly in our deck. It's like a really bad Thran Golem. Yeah. So that's not showing up. Sure, we'll take that. Leap of Flame. Kind of a lame card. Alright, so we have 3 different colors. This allows me to cast 3 different colors. Something to consider. Reels our hand. That doesn't seem real good. Let's see. There's Karam. That's only 1. And what else do we have? I don't know. I guess maybe take the pillars. Spawn fixing. So here. This thing gives it hexproof and you get to draw a card. It's not bad. Gives everyone +1/+1 or more. Well, not everyone. However many you choose. So Thrive might be my best bet on this one. I don't like that it's a sorcery. Ooh. All damage will be dealt to target multicolored creature. And there's a flyer. Oh, there's a tapper. Uh, Yeah, I think we have to take the tapper. Could use some more pseudo removal. Here. Basilisk. Charger. Say solid early creature. Ooh, Seal of Fire. There's removal. Missed that before, but that's got to be the pick. And looks like we have another Thrive. We have. Hmm. Well, I guess if you get it out, or get an advantageous board state and get it out, then you don't have to cast anything. And here, right, spikes technically is removal. Really only technically. Hmm. Block creatures with landlock. What about courier's just an artifact? Oh, that guy's 5/5 for 3. All he really does is just graft to others. Another one of those guys. Oh, there's a surprise double strike and you draw a card. That's pretty good. Might want a second one of those. As being able to do that with a Marauder or especially with my Archangel could be a win just right there. Hmm. And I don't think I want Karam, but you never know. It is a way to take care of pesky creatures. So there's a split card. Probably gonna take it. Yeah, stealing stance doesn't seem that good. Um, I guess brace for impact. Again, I don't think it's making my deck, but I do have quite a few multicolored creatures. These don't seem exceptional. And so what are we down to? 3 cards. Yeah. Activate windows. Enough already. We got the pillars, but that's only helping me with a few creatures. I'll take the 1-drop. Not that I'm probably going to play it, but I'll take it nonetheless. Okay. Um, that's an interesting card. Warplow seems alright. Don't know how relevant trample is with the creatures that I actually have, since those guys already have trample, but I suppose with the surprise double strike, Triple could be more relevant. And, yeah, I'm gonna pause it. So here we are at deck building. And go through and figure out white, red, and green, I believe, is my color combination. Didn't pick up a whole lot of cards to help fix that though. Um, put in the brace for impact. I don't know if I want it. I think the War Scout potentially is pretty good. I don't know about the Minotaur. That I will probably regret. Okay. Now for my multicolors. Anything that's red and white, obviously. My tappers and my maulers. Gaze of Gorgon is tempting, and we're, talking about 22nd card in the deck. It would be removal. Regenerates your guy. With the War Plow, we do want. Let's see what we're at for converted mana cost. Yeah, we actually have a pretty good early curve. Now, whether or not we need more 1-drops to be able to get the Mauler up and at him on round 2, I don't know. Ledge Walkers, I guess, are basically in there for that. Exonerator, Exonerator. That would allow me to destroy some of those auras that I saw. So something could be said for that. Something could be said for the Gaze of Gorgon. And as far as what is the right play, hell if I know. Um, Maybe the Exonerator. It helps trigger the Bloodthirst and gives me the diversity. As far as land goes, let's see what it gives me for a suggestion. It's suggesting blue because of my 1 tapper. Obviously, we don't need that, but we might be able to do like a. I don't know how much green we actually need. 664. That's actually 5 green sources. So we have almost as many green sources, white and red, at least for our multicolors. That pillar. Okay, I think that's it. I will see you in round 1.